Welcome to From Creeping to Preaching. I'm your host, Renee R. White, a proud native Washingtonian, born and raised and still live here in the heart of D.C. I spent many years of my life in this incredible city, and it's not just my home, it's where my story began, and where my passion for uplifting my community, especially the youth. This podcast is a space where we can have real, raw conversations about life, faith, and purpose, all rooted in the experience of someone who has walked these very streets and understands the struggles and the beauty of life in D.C. Hello, listeners. I'm a little under the weather. I had the flu. I'm getting over it. That's why I'm a little hoarse. Please excuse me. We are Season 3, Episode 12. That's Season 3, Episode 12. I like to call this Look But Don't Touch. Look But Don't Touch. This episode, this is a little personal, as all of them is. It's about obedience. It's about resistance. It's about doing something that wasn't recommended. Didn't make sense to many people and definitely didn't look normal from the outside. But it was what we needed. There was a moment in my life when two adults made a decision to share space, share home, share bed, but not share a physical connection. And before you judge it, before you label it crazy, impossible, or unrealistic, stay with me. Because sometimes the thing that saves you doesn't look like wisdom to anybody. We decided to move in together. Not a rush, not to leap, not to rush, not to pretend we were healed when we weren't. I have been carrying old baggage for decades. Old pains, old patterns, old habits that look good on the outside but were rotten me. Totally rotten in the inside. And I knew I didn't want to drag yesterday into tomorrow. So we made a decision that most people wouldn't recommend it. No physical intimacy. No crossing lines, no pretending. Self-control was easy. I'm not pretending that. It wasn't easy. Just space to heal. Let me tell you, sharing a bed without touching the flesh will reveal everything about you. It will reveal your triggers, your desires, your discipline, your weaknesses, and your truth. Here's the part I need to say out loud. I prayed. And that may not sound big to you, but it was big for me because I haven't prayed like many years. Not a cute prayer, not a God bless this food prayer, a real prayer. I approached God and said, what should I do? No script, no demands, no pretending. And the answer came, not loud, not dramatic, but clear. It was a cleansing. Sit still and heal. So we committed to a 2-year spiritual cleansing, 2 years of choosing obedience over impulse, 2 years of choosing growth over gratification. Then came the invitation to First Baptist Church of Glenarden. I hesitated, because the only time I've stepped foot in the church in years was for funerals. And walking into the church when you know your past, that takes courage. I had to take a deep breath and walk by faith. We didn't just go right away. It took months. But when we finally did, something happened. That moment I walked in, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. I was convicted. I felt peace and truth. Not judgment, not shame. My spirit said, welcome home. We went back again and again until one Sunday I knew. I just knew that Sunday. I didn't walk. I ran. I ran to the altar because I knew it was time for me to come back home. And when I looked beside me, he was standing there too. No words, no performance, just two people choosing God. We went through new members class. We rededicated our lives to Christ. But what happened next changed me forever. During my baptism, I was alone. And then I saw a man who looked like my oldest uncle, my grandmother's brother. He stood there. He grabbed my arms. He asked me a few questions. And when I was dipped under the water, I heard my granny's voice, clear as day. Not fear, not confusion, just confirmation. I knew this was what I had to do. I knew this was what I needed. That moment wasn't about religion. It was about release. Sometimes healing doesn't come through passion. It comes through patience. Sometimes love isn't proven by touch. It's proven by resistance. Sometimes God will ask you to do something that makes no sense to nobody else, just to save your soul. So let me ask you, have you ever had to sit still when everything in you wanted to move? Have you ever chosen obedience over desire? Have you ever returned to God after years away? If you've been in a situation like this, what did you do? I like to hear from you, because somebody listening right now needs permission to heal without rushing. Thank you for sitting with me in this moment. If this episode touched you, share it, leave a review, and subscribe. And remember, sometimes the lowest path is the one that saves you. Tune in at 9 a.m. on iHeart, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can catch up with the latest episodes. And please do subscribe so you won't miss any of the new content and go back and listen to the old. Or you can grab your copy of my book on Barnes & Noble or Amazon. As you read along, you'll see every twist, every turn, every triumph unfold, gaining a deeper knowledge and understanding of my testimony and life, changing lessons behind every story. Let's walk this path together. Your journey of healing and hope is just one page away. Let's keep this conversation going. I'm excited to hear how you're peeling back your layers and embracing your moment of look but don't touch. Also, make sure you visit my website, creepingandpreaching.com, for more episodes, fresh merch, and resources about upcoming episodes. I'd like to thank my producer, McKinley, with Moving Emotion by Mac. See you next week.